Last week I ran a little Q&A on my Facebook page, and part one of that went up on YouTube on Saturday. This is part two, so I hope you enjoy. No, I wouldn't say diving was my first choice. I played loads of other sports at school before diving came into my life. I mean, as I said, I did swimming from a young age, I did gymnastics, and I won a few regional medals in gymnastics. I also played like football and rugby and cricket at school, so diving definitely wasn't my first choice. I think it was just the sport that I was the best at. After diving, I want to make sure that I leave a legacy behind me as the only Jamaican diver, or as the only male Jamaican diver to make the Olympic Games. That's something huge, and I think it's a sport that needs to grow, and hopefully I can help it grow. I don't actually know. I don't know. Actually, no, I know exactly which one I was most scared of first. It was a 42.5 pike on 7 metre, and I remember way back when, in about 2005, 2006 maybe, my coach told me to go and do some 42.5 pikes, and I really didn't fancy it, and I was a bit scared of doing it because I think I'd wiped out on one a few weeks previously to that, and I kind of milked my knee. I was like, oh, my knee's kind of hurting a little bit. I don't know if I want to do the run up because it would make the impact would make my knee hurt a bit more, and yeah, I'm probably going to leave it. Yeah, no, let's not do that one. But one of the biggest mistakes I made was when I was scared of a dive, but there was no reason for me to be scared of that dive because it would have been fine. But I basically tried to hide behind one of the pillars at the pool so my coach couldn't see me, but obviously my coach isn't an idiot, and I don't know if Aidy's going to be watching this now, but he might remember this. He literally called me over. He was like, listen, either you're going to go do this dive now or you can go home for a week and don't come back for a week. So I was like, alright, I'll do the dive. Went up, the dive was completely fine. So yeah, there's no need to be scared of dives. If your coach is telling you to do it, then it should be fine. Training so far has been good this pre-season. I've been working really hard, trying to get my fitness back and trying to get my dives back. I'm actually seeing some good progress so far, and hopefully I can just continue building on it this season up until the Commonwealths. Obviously I'll keep you posted on that with either videos or posts or updates from the competitions that I go and do. Yes, ideally, yeah, that'll be good. I want to go there. The same way I wanted to go to Rio, I want to go to Tokyo. But it's going to be probably more difficult to qualify for this one than it was for Rio because we're going back indoor now, and I'm going to have to just basically step up my game and work harder and just try and dive the best that I can, and in an ideal world I will qualify for Tokyo with no problems and go and compete out there. Thanks, Harry. Harry's my housemate, by the way. I wouldn't say I'm bad at FIFA, I just don't get as much time to practice FIFA as I'd like. But it's definitely something I'm working on improving, and I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. That's a very interesting question. For me, the support from the country isn't the reason why I dive. The reason why I dive is because I love the sport and I want to do as much within the sport as possible. Representing Jamaica, as I've said on previous occasions, it does make things a little bit more straightforward for me because I'm not competing against other divers to qualify for spots to go to a World Championships or to go to the Commonwealth Games. I can just go to these competitions knowing that I'm going to be there. So I have something to aim for rather than going to nationals and thinking, okay, if I dive well I might qualify for this, or if I dive well I might qualify for that. The only competition I need to qualify for is the Olympic Games. So that's one reason why I still dive for Jamaica. The kind of moral support from the country and from the people in the country has been brilliant, and it's actually helped me go forward. The financial support is not there. I started diving for Jamaica knowing that the financial support wasn't going to be there, so I was able to find some external financial support, which was good enough to take me to Rio, and now I need more of that support to take me forward to Tokyo, and hopefully that will start coming together soon. But yeah, the support from the country is not something that I rely on to represent Jamaica. Hey, you know that's a lie. I do not support West Ham. I don't know why anyone wanted to support West Ham. Oh no, I won't say that. That's a bit too tight. It seems like a very stressful job supporting West Ham, so I'm glad I'm not a West Ham fan. I'm a Manchester United fan, and things are a little bit less stressful there, but you know, games still bring out nerves in me. But yeah, I enjoy watching football. I enjoy watching the Champions League 80, so maybe you should consider switching. I don't know, come to United. Or Leeds doing well. You could go back to supporting Leeds. Leeds doing alright right now. They might get promoted. What do you reckon, Aid? I fear someone telling me that I can't do what I want to do in diving. Through injury, through illness. That's what I've feared the most. I've always wanted to put in 100% and get 100% out of diving, because I know that the life of sport is very limited, and you can get injured at any time, and it can be an injury of varying severity, and you could literally get an injury that can rule you out forever from your sport. And I think that's what I fear the most, so I just try and take advantage of everything that I have in front of me. Yep, I do. Again, it's kind of like a financial thing, because the British divers, they get their UK sport funding, which is basically guaranteed as long as they continue diving well. So they have like certain levels, and depending on their results, they will get a certain amount of money in reference to that result for the rest of the year. That'll be their like funding level. With that being said, like, if I was the diver that I am now, I'd be on some sort of funding, I would think, and I'd kind of have money coming in from that. But I know that if I continued representing Great Britain and not switched to Jamaica, and not started representing Jamaica, sorry, not even continued representing Great Britain, I never represented Great Britain. If I tried to represent Great Britain instead of Jamaica, I wouldn't be where I am now, because I wouldn't have gone to all the competitions that I got to do. It's very, very unlikely that I would have actually gone to the Olympic Games. It's unlikely that I would have done as many World Championships, World Cups, done the Commonwealths that I have, purely because there are other very, very good divers in Great Britain, and I was never the first one on the radar. And even though like I went to the World Cup and got a silver medal, like, that never ever would have happened for Great Britain, because I probably wouldn't have even been at that World Cup. So I do have second thoughts, but those second thoughts never last long, and I always then remember why I started representing Jamaica and what I've achieved since representing Jamaica, and that basically rules all those second thoughts completely out. I think they actually love it. They love having someone like. I think they love having me there at competitions where I might not have actually been if I was with Great Britain. I generally like to think I have a good presence within the training group, so when it transfers to international competitions, you know, I'm there and I'm that good presence again. So I think they enjoy having me around, because, you know, they've known me for my whole career. They know what I've put into it, and vice versa. I know them and I know what they put into it, and I know how big their achievements are. And I don't think they see it in any negative way whatsoever. I think they only see it as a positive, and that's kind of shown by the fact that there is a massive Jamaican flag in our diving gym alongside the British flag, but the British flag is for all of those guys. The Jamaican flag is just for me, so I can't really complain. As I said at the end of the video on Saturday, I really do appreciate every single question I got asked. I appreciate you wanting to know me, and every little comment that I get on my videos, on my Facebook posts, on my Instagram posts, whatever. It shows me that at least one person is taking something away from what I'm saying, so I appreciate that, and as long as that continues to happen, I'll continue doing what I'm doing, and try my hardest in representing Jamaica as well as I possibly can to hopefully make the people proud, and also at the same time do the best that I can to make myself satisfied with my diving career. So thanks for watching.